The moment you feel a quiet pull deep within, it is not coincidence. Something greater is reaching out to you, trying to awaken a part of your soul that has been waiting in silence. Some souls are chosen, not by chance, but by purpose, to witness pivotal moments that shift the course of life itself. Today, I will guide you through signs and wisdom that reveal why these moments find you and how recognizing them can change everything. Throughout history, the chosen have always been those who sensed the subtle currents before the storm arrived. Shaolin masters speak of listening with more than the ears, seeing with more than the eyes. There is an inner signal, a stirring, a pull that whispers of events yet to unfold. Many overlook it, lost in the noise of the world. Few understand that this quiet call can precede enormous change, a shift that may seem sudden to others, but has been quietly preparing in the unseen. In this video, we will uncover the hidden truths behind these divine stirrings. You will learn how ancient Shaolin practices, mindfulness, and personal mastery reveal these moments to those ready to see. We will explore lessons that go beyond ordinary guidance, teachings that have shaped warriors, monks, and mystics who stood calm in the face of upheaval. By the end, you will understand how to sense what is coming, prepare without fear, and respond with clarity and strength. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom meets the awakening of the soul. Subscribe now and join our journey as we explore the secrets that guide the chosen toward their path and discover why the universe reaches for certain hearts before others. Today, the call has come to you. Will you listen? Silence is more than the absence of sound. It is the language in which the universe speaks. In the quiet, the mind sheds its endless chatter, and the heart begins to hear what has always been waiting. Shaolin masters teach that true power does not roar. It settles like water in a deep pond, still yet infinitely aware. Only in stillness can the currents beneath the surface be seen, subtle and shaping the world in ways the restless cannot perceive. When the mind is calm, life begins to reveal its hidden patterns. Every movement, every encounter carries a message, but noise blinds the untrained eye. Mindfulness is the practice of tuning into these whispers, of observing without judgment, of feeling the vibrations of what is yet to come. In the monastery, a master may sit motionless for hours, yet in that quiet, decisions are made with precision, dangers are sensed before they arrive, and clarity emerges like light through fog. Many walk through life as though blindfolded, reacting to events as they crash into them. The chosen learn to pause, to breathe, to feel the subtle shifts before the storm. Stillness is not stagnation. It is preparation, it is awareness, it is readiness forged in patience. In those moments, the heart and mind align. The body becomes a vessel for perception, and the soul stretches toward understanding. Even the smallest gesture can carry truth if the mind is attentive. The rustle of a leaf, the pattern of footsteps, the silence between words, all speak volumes to those who have mastered the art of listening. In stillness, time itself seems to slow, and the coming of change is no longer a surprise, but a revelation waiting to be met with calm, focused presence. Discipline is often mistaken for chains, but in truth, it is the key that unlocks the soul. In the quiet halls of Shaolin temples, monks rise before dawn, moving through rituals that shape body, mind, and spirit. Each movement, each breath is not an obligation but a lesson in freedom. The more one trains, the less the self is pulled by fear, desire, or distraction. The mind becomes a steady flame, unaffected by sudden winds. Daily practice, whether in physical forms, meditation, or mindful reflection, builds a resilience that cannot be taken away. The body learns endurance, the mind learns focus, and the spirit learns patience. Discipline creates a sanctuary within, a space where external chaos cannot reach. When a crisis comes, the untrained panic, but the practiced remain centered. They move through turbulence with clarity, because they have learned to govern themselves first. Shaolin teachings speak of discipline not as a restriction, but as a liberation. Each repetition of form, each quiet hour of meditation is a step toward mastery over impulses, over doubt, over the storms of the world. Freedom is found not in doing whatever one wishes, but in choosing consistently what cultivates strength, wisdom, and presence. The mind trained by discipline sees opportunity where others see only obstacles. It responds with calm, deliberate action rather than frantic reaction. The body trained by discipline endures what seems impossible, carrying the mind through trials without surrender. And the spirit, honed by years of practice, recognizes that life's upheavals are temporary, while mastery over self is eternal. Through this daily devotion, the chosen learn a paradox. The tighter the self is disciplined, the freer it becomes. Within the boundaries of practice, the soul discovers infinite possibility, moving through the world with quiet confidence, unshaken by events that would overwhelm those who have yet to awaken. The world is not always as it appears. Faces smile, words soothe, and systems promise stability, but beneath the surface, currents move unseen. Mindfulness is the lens that pierces these layers, allowing one to perceive what is hidden. It is a practice of paying attention, not only to the world around us, but to the subtle signals within ourselves. In stillness, illusions begin to unravel, and the truth of people, places, and events emerges. Crises are the crucible in which reality is revealed. When the calm is shattered, when structures tremble, the masks fall away. Friends show their true intentions. Leaders reveal their character, and even the self is laid bare in its fears and strengths. Those who have cultivated awareness recognize these moments not as chaos, but as mirrors reflecting what was always present. The major arrest, whether literal or symbolic, is the moment when truth can no longer be delayed. It is the universe balancing accounts, a reminder that hidden patterns eventually surface. Ancient Shaolin teachings speak of seeing with the mind's eye, of discerning essence beyond form. The practiced observer notices the pauses between words, the tension in a gesture, the subtle energies that betray hidden realities. It is not cynicism, but clarity, born of discipline. By observing without attachment, one can navigate complexity with wisdom instead of reaction. Awareness becomes a shield and a compass. It allows the chosen to move through turbulent moments without being ensnared by deception or surprise. Each layer of illusion stripped away brings freedom, the freedom to act with insight, to respond instead of being manipulated, to meet truth wherever it arises. In this practice, one learns that life is less about controlling the world and more about mastering perception. Only then can the storm be met with stillness and the hidden patterns of destiny be recognized and honored. Every soul carries light and shadow, yet many spend their lives denying the darker corners of their being. True mastery begins not by chasing only what is bright, but by facing what is hidden. In Shaolin teachings, confronting fear, desire, and weakness is not a burden, it is a path to freedom. The mind that avoids its shadows remains fragmented, while the one that acknowledges both sides becomes whole. Shadow is often mistaken for weakness or sin, but it is simply energy waiting for understanding. Desire, anger, doubt, and fear are signals guiding the seeker toward lessons that cannot be learned in comfort. The light within, in contrast, reflects clarity, compassion, and purpose. When both are observed without judgment, a delicate balance emerges. This balance is the essence of personal and spiritual alignment, a harmony between instinct and wisdom, impulse and discipline. Shaolin monks, trained to recognize these forces in themselves through meditation, movement, and reflection. Each moment of discomfort or resistance becomes an opportunity to study the mind and body in unison. A fleeting thought of anger is not ignored. It is noted, examined, and transformed. A desire that stirs impatience becomes a teacher of patience and self-control. By embracing what most avoid, the inner self learns integration rather than repression. When shadow and light are unified, the spirit moves freely. Choices arise from clarity instead of fear, and actions carry weight without attachment. The storms of life no longer dictate inner turbulence because the soul has practiced the art of wholeness. The discipline of honest self-examination turns apparent weakness into strength and hidden impulses into allies. In this integration, personal mastery is not a distant goal. it becomes a lived experience, a quiet power that radiates outward, steady and unshaken, capable of meeting the world in all its truth. Time unfolds in ways the mind cannot predict. What feels urgent to the human heart often moves slowly in the eyes of the universe. Shaolin teachings remind us that divine timing is never hurried, never forced. The chosen learn that impatience clouds perception, while calm observation opens doors that rushing cannot. Every moment of waiting carries a lesson, a quiet shaping of mind, body, and spirit in preparation for what is to come. Patience is not passive, it is active awareness, a practice of watching, listening, and refining oneself in alignment with what is inevitable. The monk who sits in meditation does not idle. Every breath, every shift of posture hones focus and steadies the spirit. The warrior who sharpens blade and mind alike is practicing patience in readiness. In these acts, the soul cultivates resilience and discernment, ensuring that when the moment arrives, response is precise, not frantic. Life tests the discipline of patience constantly. The world moves unpredictably, circumstances shift, and yet those who have mastered stillness and observation remain poised. They see opportunities hidden in delay, understanding that waiting is not wasted time but essential preparation. The patterns of cause and effect, invisible to those hurried, are revealed to the patient, allowing them to act with clarity rather than impulse. Mindful patience transforms waiting into power. It builds a reservoir of composure that can meet sudden challenges without fear. The chosen recognize that timing itself is a teacher, guiding their actions to be deliberate and effective. In cultivating this form of patience, the spirit learns to trust. The mind learns to read the currents beneath the surface, and the body learns endurance. When the appointed moment arrives, action flows naturally, decisively, and in harmony with the greater rhythm of life, a quiet mastery born from the discipline of waiting. There are moments in life when the path of truth diverges sharply from the ways of the world. The crowd follows familiar patterns, comforted by conformity, while the seeker steps into solitude. Courage is required, not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Shaolin teachings describe this courage as a calm, steady presence, an unshakable center that allows one to act with clarity even when the ground beneath seems uncertain. To stand alone is not a rebellion against the world, but a commitment to inner integrity. The chosen often face situations where injustice is hidden beneath politeness, or where sudden revelations shake the foundations of belief. In these moments, reaction without awareness leads to chaos, while patience, discipline, and mindful observation provide strength. The monk learns to breathe through tension, to feel the body and mind align before taking action, and to let clarity guide the steps rather than impulse or pride. Solitude becomes a mirror of self-mastery. The fear of judgment, rejection, or loss is acknowledged and transformed into resilience. Each encounter with opposition becomes an opportunity to refine focus, test principles, and exercise discernment. The heart that stands firm in quiet confidence radiates power without aggression, influencing outcomes through presence rather than noise. History and tradition are filled with those who chose the path of integrity over comfort. Their courage did not guarantee ease, but it ensured alignment with truth and purpose. By embracing solitude in moments of moral or spiritual challenge, the chosen develop a strength that cannot be taken away. Fear may arise, but it is met with understanding, not suppression. The ability to stand alone, rooted in mastery of self, becomes a shield and a compass, guiding the seeker through storms, revealing the path and allowing them to act decisively when the world demands unwavering resolve. Every choice, every action carries weight far beyond the moment it occurs. Shaolin philosophy teaches that life moves in patterns and nothing is isolated. Every thought, word, and deed sets ripples in motion, shaping the future in ways often unseen. This principle, known as karma, reminds the seeker that consequences may arrive swiftly or linger across time, yet they are inevitable. Awareness of this chain is the foundation of true mastery. Mindfulness sharpens the vision needed to perceive these patterns. By observing the mind and the world with careful attention, the chosen begin to recognize connections others overlook. A small act of kindness may return in unexpected abundance. A careless word may unsettle a chain of events in ways invisible at first. Patterns repeat, lessons emerge, and understanding grows, not through speculation, but through disciplined observation of life as it unfolds. Being chosen is not a privilege of fate alone. It is the capacity to see the threads of cause and effect clearly. Those who cultivate this awareness act with intention rather than impulse, respond instead of react, and navigate complexity with wisdom. The storms of life, the sudden reversals, the unexpected revelations, they are all consequences of countless ripples converging. Only those who have trained the mind to notice, the heart to reflect, and the spirit to integrate can meet them with clarity and discernment. Ancient masters used this understanding to guide both personal and communal harmony. By aligning actions with principle and observing outcomes without attachment, they moved through life with a steady hand. Awareness of cause and effect transforms existence into a careful dance, where each step is measured, each gesture deliberate, and each decision informed by insight. The chosen learn that mastery is not merely skill or knowledge, it is the ability to perceive the invisible patterns of life, to act within them with precision, and to shape destiny through conscious presence. A life without purpose drifts like a leaf on the wind, carried by forces beyond understanding. Shaolin teachings emphasize that true mastery is inseparable from alignment with a higher purpose. The spirit that knows its path moves with quiet certainty, guided not by desire for recognition, but by commitment to integrity and compassion. Each action, when rooted in this alignment, carries resonance far beyond the immediate moment. Purpose is the compass that gives discipline meaning. The same rigorous training, meditation, and reflection that shape body and mind gain power when applied in service of something greater than self. Actions grounded in honesty, courage, and empathy generate influence and protection that cannot be forced but naturally arises. The practitioner who acts in harmony with this higher calling does not merely respond to circumstances, he or she becomes a channel through which balance flows. The major arrest, whether literal or symbolic, represents the universe restoring equilibrium. Chaos may appear sudden and overwhelming, but to those aligned with their higher purpose, it is navigable. Prepared by years of mindful practice, they see the unfolding patterns and act with clarity. Integrity acts as a shield. Compassion acts as a guide. In this alignment, fear loses its grip and decisiveness emerges effortlessly. Ancient masters taught that destiny is not separate from discipline. To cultivate inner mastery without connection to purpose is to wield a blade without aim. But when the mind, body, and spirit converge in service of truth and balance, the practitioner becomes attuned to the currents of change. Each choice is measured, each movement deliberate, and each moment of crisis met with calm clarity. Alignment with higher purpose transforms uncertainty into opportunity, turbulence into guidance, and vulnerability into the strength to walk steadfastly through the shifting tides of life. True guidance does not come from applause or recognition. The chosen shine quietly, not through power or force, but through clarity, presence, and ethical alignment. Shaolin meditation teaches that the most reliable compass lies within. External validation is fleeting, often clouded by fear, opinion, or distraction. The inner light, however, remains constant, a beacon cultivated through discipline, reflection, and mindful practice. This light is not brilliance for show. It is the steady glow of wisdom and discernment. It illuminates the path when the world is obscured by chaos, revealing the choices that lead toward balance rather than conflict. Those who follow it move with precision, guided by insight rather than impulse. In crucial moments when decisions carry weight and the stakes are unseen to the untrained eye, this inner illumination allows one to act with confidence, integrity, and timing. Shaolin philosophy emphasizes that mastery begins within. The monk who sits in meditation observes thought and emotion without attachment, learning to recognize the voice of the ego and the whisper of truth. Through this practice, the mind becomes a clear mirror, reflecting reality with honesty, while the heart learns to weigh action with compassion. The inner light strengthens with each act of mindful choice, each moment of self-discipline, and each experience met without fear. In life's tests, this guidance is indispensable. It transforms hesitation into clarity, doubt into resolve, and fear into presence. The chosen learn to trust the quiet voice that rises from disciplined awareness, even when the world presses with urgency or temptation. In this way, the inner light is both shield and compass, a constant source of direction. By following it, one navigates crises with calm decisiveness, aligning action with principle and moving through the world in harmony with both self and the greater currents of life. The path of the chosen is marked not by fame or fortune, but by the quiet cultivation of self. Listening to divine guidance begins the journey, a subtle recognition that something greater is reaching through the stillness of the soul. Through meditation, mindfulness, and disciplined practice, the mind grows calm, the heart steady, and the spirit alert. Inner stillness becomes a lens through which life is perceived clearly, revealing opportunities and dangers that others overlook. Mastery is forged through daily discipline. Each act of focused practice, whether in movement, reflection, or intention, strengthens resilience and sharpens perception. At the same time, embracing both shadow and light allows the seeker to navigate life without illusion, integrating fear and desire into a balanced, aware self. Purpose becomes the guiding star, aligning actions with integrity, compassion, and clarity. When body, mind, and spirit converge in this alignment, readiness emerges naturally, preparing the chosen to face pivotal moments with confidence and grace. External crises are inevitable, yet they are not the measure of power. They test the cultivation of patience, courage, and insight. Those who have walked the path of self-mastery act with clarity rather than impulse, courage rather than fear, and integrity rather than compromise. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate the depth of preparation hidden within, the unseen strength built over years of quiet practice. True power, the ancients remind us, is not the ability to bend the world to one's will. It is the mastery of self, of thoughts, emotions, and choices. The body that is disciplined, the mind that is clear, and the spirit that is aligned with purpose move through life untouched by chaos, yet fully present to act when the moment demands. In mastering the self, the chosen discover a strength that guides, protects, and illuminates, a light that endures beyond circumstance, unshaken by the storms of the outer world.